super late, so I probably won't be on here for a long time. But I figured I'd, go on here and do something special for all you. I know we talked about Beetlejuice last night, because the movie being out and all this other stuff. Remind me, what other movies that most metalheads love and enjoy just as much as they do horror slash was it Beetlejuice style movies? Well, I got thinking about it, and I got thinking, why not Star Wars? Star Wars is a definite must-have metal type thing with, of course, heavy metal from robots and droids and all this other stuff and spaceships, right? Sorry. Anyway, I was just gonna say it's so awesome to watch that movie Beetlejuice, and I love Star Wars too. So why not talk about Star Wars for the next night? So I thought, why not? So just I want to say thank you again for the subscribers. Thank you for joining me every night. I appreciate all the live people that come on here and talk to me a little bit, even though some of them were going about certain things that we weren't going to talk about. We're talking about metal music, but I do appreciate you guys being out there and talking about that and maybe other topics a little bit too. But we're trying to keep it on the straight and narrow when it comes to that. But anyway, let's begin with let's see what I call it. We're gonna do King Diamond, which is kind of interesting. I just talked about that last night, which is kind of interesting. The puppet master is a manipulative and powerful force. So basically, I guess they're saying that the puppet master is kind of like you using the force on somebody. I guess is what it boils down to. Um, Number 19 is Crayola Fifth. Dusk and her eyes embraces a theatrical gothic journey. That's kind of interesting. I don't know. Is it really? That's hard to say. Number 18 is The Dying Bride. Dread the Dreadful Hours. It's a melodic. I can't say it. Metal like exploration of loss is what it says on here. Sorry about that. Number 17 is Oteth Blackwater Park, a haunting journey through space, which is, I guess that makes some sense. Blackwater Park is, sounds kind of spacious because it's black, and I mean it's a water. Well, I guess in spaceships it is kind of like the ship of the not of the sea but of the stars, right? So that could be part of it. Who knows? Number 16 is Dream Theater. The Astonishing, okay, from Dream Theater. A complex and epic saga. See, now I don't consider Dream Theater really metal, so I don't know about that, but you never know. Um, Slipknot is number 15. Psychosocial, the integral struggles of a Jedi, which is kind of cool. Hello, how's it going, Danny? What's up? Oh my gosh. Oh, hold on here. Oh, the list. Sorry, we're talking about Star Wars because I figured we had Beetlejuice last night. We're gonna have some fun tonight, right? Okay, this I'm gonna. Jeez, how do I get this? Bye. I'm not gonna tolerate people being rude and disruptive. So sorry. Um, oh yeah, I know that's right. Right, the square hammer was it? Okay. Sorry, I had somebody that was doing some stuff that shouldn't have been on the channel, so I apologize for that. Um, I'm gonna continue. Slipknot was psychosocial with the international struggle of the Jedi, which makes sense. because it's a psychological thing. I would assume, especially the discipline behind it, right? For the characters or the what's in the story itself. Number 14 is Five Finger Death Punch, Wrong Side of Heaven, a gritty, rebellious hero's journey, which makes quite a bit of sense. Oh, I know, right? With Boba Fett, I love watching all of the Star Wars. Anyone that I can get my, I can watch, I'll try. Even with it being part of Disney, which right now, yeah, Disney is like never been my favorite thing, but you have to do it. But they have done a very good job with some of the what do they call it, Jango Fett and the Mandalorian and all that stuff. Or is it Boba Fett? Yeah, Boba Fett series, which actually is pretty awesome. I like that. It's pretty cool. Um, Number 13 is Disturbed Indestructible, a wavering determination of the Jedi, which makes some sense. The undestructible, right? They're not quite. I don't know. Sometimes Disturbed Five Finger are kind of a lighter metal, but it's still kind of a metal. I guess you could say not super heavy metal. I guess you could say. Number 11 is another one. Is Ghost Square Hammer, a mysterious, uh, ethereal sounds perfect for a Jedi. That makes some sense, and it's called Hammer, so it's kind of like a weapon, but it's a sword instead of hammer. It's a hammer made out of a Jedi hammer or something. Like a light hammer or something like that. That'd be kind of cool. A little something different. Number 10 is Slayer Raining Blood with raw aggression and chaos reflecting the Sith's power. Ooh, I like that. That is cool. I like that. It makes sense, because the Sith are kind of like evil and they don't show any of the blood, guts, and gore kind of stuff. But that'd be kind of cool if they had that on Disney. They had a little bit more rough edges on it. That makes it a little bit more adult, how you say, a little more rated R style. Maybe we could be kind of cool at some points, but not too much, just for the kids, because we gotta have our kids enjoy Star Wars. But Star Wars has always been kind of more, how you say, showing violence without being violent, so to speak. You don't really see it, so who knows? Anyway, that's probably what the appeal is of it, so to speak. Yeah, right. So you're Megadeth is number nine. Peace Sales and Who's Buying is a critique of the galaxy's galactic empire, which makes a lot of sense because there's a lot of the politics and parts of it in the prequels, and how everything comes to power in the basically the Senate and all this other stuff, which makes perfect sense. I never thought about before with that being, who knows, right? Um, Number 8 is In Flames, the Quiet Place, a haunting reflection of the dark side's loneliness. Oh, that's pretty deep. That's really deep. I never even thought about that, but yeah, it kind of reminds me of the new series. What is that one called? I forgot the name of it. Oh my gosh, and it's really good. It's really awesome. I can't remember the name of it, but it kind of reminds me of the one guy that he's kind of on his own. But even the dark side, with the dark side, there's usually two. Always two, right? So that kind of makes it semi lonely. There's always somebody else there, but they're not usually with them. So that makes some sense. Art the arch Number 7 is Arch Enemy. We will rise. A rally cry from for the dark side. Oh, that's interesting. Basically, because I guess they're rising from, from being almost being wiped out completely. Which, we can't have the good without the bad, right? I mean, even though it would make things a lot easier for the Jedi and everybody in the universe, right? Sorry. Number 6 is Lamb of God Redneck, a gritty and rebellious tone, perfect for the Sith. Hmm, interesting. I never thought about that, but yeah, I guess that would work. I never thought about it that way before, but who knows? Unless somebody else comes up with something, let me know because, it makes some sense. Number 5, Trivium in Waves, overcoming diversity and finding strength. Yeah, that can be happening because of the universe and all the different aliens there and trying to get adversity and stuff like that. And, well, having that adversity and finding the strength to carry on, so to speak, I guess you could say. Number 4 is Avenge Sevenfold. Unholy Confessions, the dark side of the Force. Ooh, yeah, the unholy confessions. So of your Sith sins or something, I guess. I don't know, because you think of the dark side as being kind of like, I don't know. I guess in a way it's kind of like that's the dark side, like heaven and hell kind of thing. Who knows, right? Number three is Judas Priest, Breaking the Law, a rebellious anthem for the Jedi. That makes sense. Yeah, breaking the law. I guess that depends on if they're rogue Jedi, because there are some that are kind of. I know there. I've heard of some that like in the books that they talk about Jedi that are kind of like a little bit of both. They're kind of evil, kind of dark, but they're not really dark. But they're kind of protectors of society and protecting people. So they're not completely evil, but they do things a little bit more aggressively, I guess, is what it sounds like, from what I can tell. So that kind of plays into that just a little bit, because they're like law abiding slash maybe breaking the law to accomplish the goal to a point, maybe bending the rules, so to speak. I guess you could say. Number two is Metallica's One, reflects the film's exploration of loss and sacrifice, which makes sense. I mean, I still think one is a little bit more different than what it claims, because the fact one's more like a soldier, but in a way, I guess it kind of reflects that a little bit, because if you think about it, it's like the war is taken from them, and so has like Luke Skywalker losing his parents and him feeling the grief and anger and frustration, but he's not personally feeling it himself. So I can kind of see it a little bit of both ways. Who knows? Iron Maiden is number one, The Trooper, which I love the song a lot, along with one and some of the other ones that I've talked about. A classic choice of space opera like Star Wars, which makes sense because it is kind of an opera. I mean, if you think about it, even some of Tim, not Tim Burton, Cliff Burton. Actually, that reminds me, and he wasn't even a part of that album, I don't think, because he was gone before that. But Injustice for All, he was a part of, and he did have classical background. And I don't know if maybe some of the guys were influenced by him enough, for the Black Album to do that. I'm not certain on that, but that's what I kind of mentioned in one of my other videos, where what would Metallica's music sound like today if Cliff never had died? Would it be the same? Would it be different? Would it be heavier? Would it be lighter? Would it be more classical? Would it be more, intricate, like, where it's I'm trying to think of the word, some like opera style, but intricate when it comes to the guitar solos, things like that. Because and would they be as long or shorter, or the way they have been early on? And see, a lot of people think that they sold out, but I think it's just because of Cliff Burton passing away, that maybe the structure, or the since he had didn't have that influence in the band's production of their music, that he wasn't around to say, well, I think we should do it this way. And so, and then I think a lot of it was he told them what he thought, because he had that classical musical background. And I think that right there shows that that's how the intricacies of the band's music was back then, for with Master of Puppets and Bride of the Lightning, and Justice for All, and I think Kill 'Em All was another one that he was a part of. Possibly, I think there's one that might have been more Dave than anything, and it's rather interesting. Speaking of Dave and Metallica, I'm trying to think. Well, the one with the Four Horsemen, I forgot which one it is. So if you guys make a comment, let me know. But if you listen to the album, and this is crazy, there is a Megadeth album called Mechanics that actually, if you listen to the song, it's exactly the same as the song that are on that album, but the words are different, and he does tweak it a little bit for the music, but not by much. So you're hearing the same thing like the Four Horsemen, only it's with different words, different lyrics, and it's kind of crazy because you can hear it. And I mean, I've listened to those songs so much that it's like I've got it locked up here in my brain. Like the guitar playing, and the riffs and the melodies and things like. It's like this is exactly the same. With the horses and everything, he's got that all down there. But I think what it is because they was kicked out of the band. That I think I'm assuming that maybe they were fighting over it, possibly, in order to, and since he worked on it, that he felt that he deserved the right to use the music too. So maybe they made some sort of agreement that as long as you change the lyrics of the songs and the title of the song, you can use the actual music, but that's it. So if you ever listen to that album, check it out. It's kind of interesting. I don't know the whole story about that. I'm assuming that's what they did with that because with legalities and copyright stuff. I'm so thinking about that. I wonder, would Google recognize the two songs as being different songs, or I mean, as far as when you say, or Shazam, would it say, would it mistake the one for the other because they're awfully close when it comes to the aspects of the music, but not the lyrics. So it might take that into factor. It's hard to say, but anyway. Well, I don't have a whole lot of people watching right now, so and it was pretty late tonight. Usually I try to get in here at 11 or 11:30 if I can. This time I was a little bit busy earlier today, so I got up late. Of course, sometimes I get up later than usual. So I appreciate you guys dropping in, saying thanks, talking to me. Some people kind of said some things that were inappropriate, I think. So I think I need a moderator. If I had somebody that's on here all the time, I'll have to make them a moderator so that way they can kind of keep an eye out for that kind of stuff for me, which would mean a lot, of course. Yep. I wonder if somebody is on here or not. De- Deprice Mode, I think is how you say his name. I'm sorry. About Dream Theater and Slipknot. Yep. Hmm. Anyway, I'll let you go and say thank you for watching. Thank you for subscribing. Thank you for being there for the channel. I appreciate it. Don't forget to hit bang, subscribe, and like those buttons out there. And by the way, also check out the website called Pretty Girls Do Ugly Things because she has some artwork on there. I know a while back she had some operations done with a retinal detachment and she needed money for a surgery. So if you can help her out, I think she's probably got the money now because she's already doing other things like trips and things like that. So I'm assuming she's got that covered. So I'm glad to hear that. But just in case, even then, you might like some of the artwork that she has on there because she is a great artist along with a great singer. And she's also doing her own thing. And I think if I could get her on here to talk about her new album, I would love to have her on here. I think it'd be great. So if she's up for that, I'm just saying if she ever watches the channel, I don't know if she does. But just in case, I'm inviting her. So she just got to get in touch with me, or I can get in touch with her, whichever. Thanks for watching. Take care. Have a good night, and I will see you next week. Take care. We'll see what happens with the list. See if there's something new, and hopefully, maybe we'll have an actual guest. I'm hoping, but yeah, I'm gonna probably wait until I get built up a little more, and then I'll start really pressing bands like I want to talk to you guys. I would love to talk to you guys in person. So take care, have a good day, and I will see you next week. Take care. Bye.